Jay Wright, Villanova, announces that he's going to retire at the age of 60, hands the reins over to somebody also who knows Villanova basketball. And you have Mike Krzyzewski, Roy Williams about, a year ago, Coach K, and now you have Jay Wright. 3 mega names when it comes to college basketball. Wright, who looks like he's 40. Hell, he looks like he's 35. He's a good-looking dude, but college basketball has found a vacuum of the names that run the game. Scott Drew, of course, Bill Self, among Tom Izzo still around.
If you were given the top 5 rankings of coaches after this season with the guys that have retired, look, Scott Drew's moved up into the rankings. You can probably have a pretty solid debate over who's the best remaining of Bill Self and Tom Izzo, and who's the most, Calipari and all those guys. But yeah, I mean, Jay Wright, and you think about it, it's kind of out of the blue, but look, he's 60 years old. He's made more money than he can probably spend. And he has turned Villanova into a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. Final Fours, championships. It's nearly automatic that they're in the Sweet 16.
And he had to do a rebuild, too. Now, Villanova has the Raleigh Massimino years, and they won a title in 85, but it didn't happen right away for him either.
But, what other mountain does he have to climb? And Jay Wright's not going to coach anywhere else. I think that was maybe evident over the last couple seasons when some other jobs came up, and I'm sure people called, and Jay Wright said no, and it was like, well,
The initial reaction, Craig, from me was, all right, someone in the NBA is going to want Jay Wright, and I'm sure that there would be, but this seems to be, and good for him if it's true, he wants to smell the roses, and he can. Your thoughts when you first heard the news? I love Jay Wright. I think he's a classy dude. I love the way he coaches. I love the way he handles adversity or vice versa, even success.
I think, first of all, you guys need to mention Jim Boeheim as far as the, active and legendary coaches that are still out there.
Yep.
He's still out there with Syracuse, so, yeah, he definitely has to be in that conversation. But, yeah, it's been, a mass exodus, at least it feels that way, because these are pretty big juggernauts that are all leaving at about the same time. So, it's a changing of the guard in so many ways, and even the guys like a Jim Boeheim, I mean, they've only got so many years left. They're not going to be around, I don't think, in another 10. So, yeah, it's the Scott Drews and those types of guys who are kind of that next wave of, coaches who will have, here soon been around for these long tenures. I mean, Scott Drew, he already has been around, but you know what I mean. It doesn't seem like he's been around like a Coach K's been around or like a Jim Boeheim's been around. But, I wonder with Jay Wright if he's just going to be, one of those guys that, kind of sets the tone for college coaches where they don't stick around till they're 75 years old and they basically drop the whistle the last time and then, retire and live a year or two and then they pass on because basketball was like their whole lives, right? I wonder with the stresses of college athletics and just everything going on, when you make a boatload of money and you've won some national titles and you pretty much climbed the mountaintop and done everything you can do, why not enjoy retirement at age 60 if you can do it, So I think it's just probably a mental health, family health, friend health, and everything else kind of moving. He's still going to be involved to some extent. So we'll have one of those cushy, kind of fundraising when we need you to, talk to the team when we need you to, do this when we need you to type of a gig that's like an ambassador type thing. That
maybe a network analyst?
Yeah, network analyst. He could definitely do that as well. Yeah, that would make a ton of sense. So, I wasn't shocked. I was surprised, but I was not shocked because, if you're him, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Well, and if you've grown up in college athletics and been a coach, he's 60 now, so the guy's been coaching for 35 years or so, and you think about the era that you were in and that you started in and the era that is now, why not get out now before you have to really reorganize how you do everything in your brain? I don't think it's surprising to see some of the coaches we have that just have retired and said, you know what? I'm out. This new stuff, like
65 used to be the retirement age. It still is. Things kick in when you start to be 60. I'm almost 63. That's the way it was. I'll never be able to retire. But you wonder, does the new of what basketball is, college athletics is, does it, for example, start to maybe have people leave a little bit early? Now, again, we'll see what happens. But 60 years old, and you've got all the money you'll ever need or ever spend. Why not, right? And really no stress. There's no stress. And other than the fact there's stress because you have what you've built at Villanova, which is a team that's supposed to win and be a part of championship runs, lost to Kansas in the Final Four in the semifinals.
Yeah, I just don't think that everybody's meant to coach till they can't coach anymore, and there's something to be said for being able to sit back and enjoy your life. The problem is, for most Americans, they can't do that. We don't have a choice. I think everybody would love to be able to retire at 60 and feel like they didn't have to work anymore, or all maybe you had to do was a little spare job here and there to, make a few extra bucks for Christmas shopping or something. But that's not the America we live in now, So people like Jay Wright and others who have that opportunity, why would you not take advantage of it if you can? And, and if he would have coached another 5 years, okay, maybe he wins another national title. Maybe I'm sure he would have won more conference titles and all of that. But, he's already done everything, basically. Yep. So I'm not that surprised. If you can get out when you're still spry and feeling good and feeling healthy and you feel like you got a long way to go, then, take some of that stress off your plate.
Well, and a lot of coaches, I think, were wary of the Bear Bryant situation where Bear Bryant quit coaching and then he died. And a lot of them, took that as like, well, he didn't have anything else going on. Well, yeah, but he was also a smoker for 50 plus years of his life. And, he wasn't living the cleaner lifestyles that maybe have afforded themselves to younger coaches because it was just a different time when he came up. So, yeah, I don't think it was not coaching that killed Bear Bryant. It was a lifetime, and it was, but Bobby Bowden used to say it all the time.
He didn't retire at 60.
No, he didn't retire at 60, but that was the thing. Bobby Bowden used to say, like, the Bear Bryant thing is very fresh in his mind. And so he was always worried about it, but he lived, 14 years after he retired.
A couple of other things.